this video. It's just incredible, slick, I think. So nearly for 12 minutes, this guy had actually been, putting a lot of good stuff actually out there in this video. So it's a video called "The Woman Rides the Beast: One World Religion," right? It looks pretty good, right? It sounds pretty good, and he's going for showing all the a lot of the evidence. Well, not a lot of the evidence he's showing, and listen to what he then say. After all the evidence that he has put forward.
Could it be the Roman Catholic Church? The evidence is strong for this religion having its origins, at least in part, with the present-day Catholic Church. But it could turn out to be Islam, the New Age movement, or some form of religion not even invented yet. So I wouldn't be dogmatic about it being the Roman Catholic Church.
What utter bullshit. This is slick. This is very slick, It's just pretty much nearly 12 minutes of material, showing that who the, what the scriptures are pointing at and so forth. And it's like, I wouldn't be dogmatic about it. I wouldn't be dogmatic about it because it could be Islam, or it could be the New Age, or it could, I hear the snake talking here, It's like, this is very slick, It's bullshit, They drag you in with good information, and then they give you the bite of snake poison, It's incredible. Snake oil.
Likewise, the city could still be a literal Babylon in Iraq instead of Rome, and the arguments for it being this city are just as convincing.
No, it's not as convincing. This is, I think it's a slick where he, I don't know what to say, They're showing the penis as well in regards to, actually, by the way, that's the penis in St. Peter's Square. But, there's a cross on top of it, like, you can see the cross, right? Well, maybe it's a little hard to actually see in this picture. But that's the penis standing in the front yard of the Antichrist. But I shouldn't be so dogmatic about it, I guess,
At least in part, with the present-day Catholic Church. But it could turn out to be Islam, the New Age movement, or some form of religion. Bullshit. Anyway, not even invented yet, so I wouldn't be dogmatic about it being the Roman Catholic Church. Well, I would. I would be very dogmatic about it being the Roman Catholic Church. And so would every Protestant in the past, which seems to be a dying race or whatever you want to call it, Like, there doesn't seem to be so many actually standing up for the truth anymore. And yet this was like, they knew it, like second nature who the Antichrist was. And then you're going to pull the, but it could turn out to be Islam. Bullshit. It's the New Age movement. Bullshit. Or some form of religion not even invented yet. Bullshit. So I wouldn't be dogmatic about it being the Roman Catholic Church. Bullshit. I would be very dogmatic about it being the Roman. I don't know in regards of dogmatic. That's one of these fine words, right? So let's just have a look, And this is just just nearly 12 minutes of good stuff that he has pretty much put forward, and then he turns it around like that. It's just, no way. These people, these Jesuits are clever deceivers, and I don't know who this, whoever made this video. Just be aware there is a lot of twisters out there, and trying to make doubt in you, and close you down pretty much from speaking the truth about the Roman Catholic Church. Because if you actually got a doubt about who it is, you might not speak about it, and thereby Satan has done his job pretty much. But the Protestants didn't, stand back in regards of talking about who the Antichrist was. Martin Luther, for example, and, what was it like, against the Roman papacy, an institution of the devil.
Yep, that's what it's called from 1945. I'm sorry, 1545. Ah, my bad. Sometimes making mistakes, right? Dogmatic characterized by assertion of unproved or unprovable principles, all for pertaining to a characteristics of a doctrine of code or belief accepted as authoritative, relating to an or involving dogma and all that. Yeah, well, anyway, in regards of, I'm standing by the Bible, and you're not going to sow doubt in me in regards of that. But, I guess it might work on some, oh yeah, but it might be something else. No, I don't think so. No, it might not be. No, yeah, I think we actually pretty much know who the Antichrist is, and if we have a problem, we just go back to the Bible or read the Protestant material from the past. Yeah, yeah, it's just so deceptive, I think. Yeah, it's just, oh yeah, the Bible, this and that and all that. And then after 12 minutes, oh yeah, but it could turn out to be Islam, or the New Age movement, or some form of religion not even invented yet. So I wouldn't be dogmatic about it being the Roman Catholic Church. Utter bullshit and utter nonsense, This is deceptive. And I'm not going to stand for it, This is utterly outrageous, And that's some of the tricks, I wouldn't be so dogmatic about, how can it be Mohammedanism, huh? How can it be the New Age movement? How can it be some other religion that hasn't been invented? There's no chance of that. Why? Well, because, the beast is Roman, right? And 5 heads was there, right? And the 6 was, and then we have the 7, and then, of course, we have the 8, which is, the papacy, the office and seat of the papacy. It doesn't make sense to be anything else than what it is. Rome, 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 you're above the hall is, there. The harlot is there, and she's sitting on the authority of the Antichrist, who is the beast of the number 666. It all fits together, so stop wasting my time and trying to, you take all the puzzle pieces, and it all works out. And that's one of the reasons why the devil don't want you to read the Bible and understand the Bible, because you will then figure out where his most demonic, wicked, deceptive system is in this world. And it's not Mohammedanism, and it's not the New Age movement, and it's not something that hasn't been invented yet. It is the Roman Catholic Church. So I wouldn't be dogmatic about it being the Roman Catholic Church. Oh, you wouldn't be dogmatic about it being the Roman Catholic Church. Bullshit, The evidence is strong for this religion having its origins, at least in part, within the present-day Catholic Church. But it could turn out to be Islam, or the New Age movement, or some form of religion not even invented yet. You have to be kidding me. This is utter outrageous. So, I think the Bible is pretty clear on who it is. And so did the Protestants. Yeah, those that protested, of course, apparently people don't know what we protested against, because no one knows their Bibles anymore, or they don't know the history either, or they have adulterated, twisted history written by the Romanists, the Romans, the Catholics, the Universalists, the Papists, the Popists, the children of Satan. Anyway, wolves in sheep clothing, okay?
Could turn out to be Islam, the New Age movement, or some form of religion not even invented yet. So I wouldn't be dogmatic about it being.
I would be dogmatic about it. And then he goes on in the right track again. After he's talking about Babylon and Iraq and all that.
So regardless of the true identity of Babylon, what's remarkable is the growth in religious pluralism. Regardless of the true identity. Oh, give me a break. We know who it is. Don't give me that bullshit, but at least he's, there's a lot of truth in the video itself. I just don't, give me a break,
True identity of Babylon. What's remarkable is the growth in religious pluralism. Interfaith dialogue.
Now, in regards of where the Antichrist will go when the hall is destroyed, that's one thing, I don't know where that would be, that could be, who knows, Babylon, but the hall, that would be at the time where the hall is destroyed, So, as long as the hall is not destroyed, but anyway, yeah, it's, so I don't know where he would be there because, the Antichrist is still ongoing after the hall is destroyed. It's just the hall that is destroyed, not the Antichrist. So the beast is still there. So where he wants to set up a base at that point, I don't know. I don't know where he would go after that. There are some possibilities and all that, but I really don't know. But what I do know is in regards to the whole, riding the beast and where the Antichrist is in nowadays, and I would be very, whatever word, dogmatic about it, I guess, it wouldn't be a word that, well, anyway, whatever, I would be very, very, I would stand on that. Yeah, because so few actually stands on truth in nowadays. It's just, and I know the Roman Catholics have so many tricks up their sleeves to try to, stop you speaking about it or making your doubt, or, doing different things. They have different ways of stopping you telling the truth. And then you figure out who that actually is the greatest enemy, it is Roman Catholicism. They are the ones trying to stop the truth, And, yeah. And that's just how it is, And the more truth the more you can see the problems in regards to Roman Catholicism. And, yeah. It's a wicked system, so wicked. It twists the scriptures for their own means, They don't want you to actually read the Bible. They want you to keep away from the Bible. They don't care about you pretty much. The ends justify the means, They're and the Protestants have no clue anymore who the Antichrist or the enemy is. We're totally blind as to find out who is actually doing these wicked things in the world, And then we're going to war with each other and all that. Protestants going to war with Protestants. Don't you see the Inquisition is just hidden in the regards of war, they're just doing that Inquisition. If you take up the sword, you shall die by the sword, the sword of the hand, He told us not to do that. And yet, Protestants are running to war, killing each other, which is when they should stand for the truth and the sword of the mouth and speak the truth. And yet they are is sending our children to war to slaughter them, and to kill them off, It's just incredible. It's disguised. War is disguised in regards of the Inquisition of Rome. It's very effective because you can just say, oh, it's just war, right? It's Inquisition to kill off, Anyway, it's incredible. So wicked a system, so wicked.
That promotes the idea that all religions are equal, and the erroneous teachings that many ways lead to God or to heaven, which all exist today. There also has to be a common denominator between religions and elements that are attractive to many for a one-world religion to exist, which is what we see today.
Yeah, I don't understand, he has so much good in this video, that is true, But yet he's just like, oh, we shouldn't be dogmatic about it's the Roman Catholic Church. It's like poison put in the video, It's like all this good stuff and just a little poison, into the video, just very powerful poison, We shouldn't be so dogmatic about it, It could be something else. Oh, really? Really? Well, I just don't. Just incredible.
For instance, the frequently uttered phrase of Catholic apologists is home to Rome, with one group actually named the Coming Home Network.
Yeah.
These organizations all talk about bringing people to Rome, but never to Christ.
Yeah. So again, he's there's a lot of good information in this video. I just don't understand why he would put this thing, oh, we shouldn't be so dogmatic, it could be something else and all that. While he actually has a lot of good information in the video. I would probably edit the video if I had the, if I ever use the video or something like that. I would take the video and just trash that bullshit of his in the middle of the just all after the 12 minutes. I would just remove it. Are you kidding me? Keep to the, already are on point, and then you're going to put that poison into the video. No go. Hey, I might be a little too rough here. I just, you have to be careful and making people doubt about who the Antichrist is and the whole riding the beast and all that. That shouldn't be something that someone should do, because that's pretty clear from the Bible and from history what we have. So it seems to me to be really, it's poison.
This is important as
people seeing it and okay, it might not be the Roman Catholic Church and all that. Yeah, well, it is the Roman Catholic Church.
The Muslim would not willingly join an organization if the biblical Jesus were presented.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because the Mohammedans say they believe in Yeshua, but they don't. They pretty much, show they hate him because they have made up their own version. They don't like the real version of Yeshua. So are they hating him or loving him, right? Yeah, well, pretty much. And of course, the Roman Catholics have that cookie Jesus, right?
Within Catholicism are the many alleged apparitions of Mary.
In regards of aberrations, this is one of the tricks of Satan. So in regards of alleged, I don't know, in regards of alleged, that might be some fake stories and all that. But I think, absolutely there are aberrations because Satan he's doing things as well. So I don't really, so-called alleged. No, I think they are real. Well, real in the sense that people actually see what they see and all that. But I think it's from Satan, But yeah, in regards to the occult, you can experience a lot of things, but it's not from God; it's from Satan. So these aberrations and all that, it's nothing new that Satan uses these
including
tricks.
Those at Fatima. John Paul II attributed his survival from the May 13th, 1981 assassination attempt to the intervention of the Virgin of Fatima. The favorite.
Yeah. The Queen of Heaven, right? Oh yeah, wasn't that the Queen of Heaven? That was Inanna, right? In regards to Sumeria or Shinaria, actually, the first civilization on this, after the flood. Well, not on the planet, but after the flood. The Queen of Heaven. Oh, you call Mary the Queen of Heaven? Oh, really? Where do you get? Oh, actually, by the way, I think the Shekinah is also called the Queen of Heaven, by the way. That's in regards to the Jewish Shekinah bullshit and all that, in regards to Jewish mysticism. Now, I guess it's a long time since I did the research, but, I guess my Facebook, if I search on Shekinah, I can find, sources from my research at that point. It's hard to remember everything, right? All this bullshit that is out there. But anyway, so we have Inanna, which is Easter, and called the Queen of Heaven. Of course, we have Shekinah, if I remember correctly, also called the Queen of Heaven or the Consort of God. Yeah, it's just incredible. How wicked we people are.
Daughter of Muhammad was named Fatima. The Quran exalts Mary, not Jesus.
Yeah, isn't that interesting that the Mohammedans believe pretty much the same thing as the Roman Catholics in regards of Mary. It's the same bullshit. Oh, I wonder why that would be, right? How is it that Roman Catholicism and Mohammedanism have the same deceptive bullshit about Mary? Yeah. Maybe because Rome created Mohammedanism. Who knows, you know? Or maybe just the devil. We, of course, know the devil, you know, have created both of them. But, you know, there are some theories out there, and it would make sense, and it wouldn't be a surprise because we see Roman Catholicism creating so many other things like communism or Nazism and so forward. And yeah, look at the symbols of Nazism, okay? Look at the symbols. What is on the flag, people? What is on the flag of the Nazi flag? It's the cookie Jesus of the Roman Catholics. What is in the middle of the cookie? Oh, a symbol. What does that symbol represent? The solar deity. Yep, it goes back to solar, worship again. Anyway, come on, people, wake up. Wake up and smell the rotten tree, you know. All the deceptions all around the world, you know. It's all bullshit, and all roads leads to Rome, 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 and Rome. Where does all the leaders go? To Rome, right? Who do they bow to? Well, the Roman Emperor, who thinks himself the King of Kings and Lord of Lords and the Father of Kings and Princes and all that bullshit. You know, you can just look it up, research it. You know, he's proclaiming himself Caesar. He's the Emperor, the Roman Emperor. The last beast is Roman. The last beast is Roman. It should be pretty clear. What is the little horn? It's on the Roman beast. It's Roman in nature. And of course we have the beast of Revelation giving us more details on this, you know, having different characteristics in it, you know. Babylonian, Medo-Persians and Grecian things in the Roman beast fits perfectly in regards of the papacy and all this bullshit. Now, of course, that will continue after Rome is destroyed, you know, but I don't know if it will be like a worldwide destruction of Roman Catholicism or what, you know, or if it's only going to be the city, because sometimes the city connects with the country itself, you know. So, but the Antichrist will continue, and anyway.
The Roman Catholics also exalt Mary. This, along with numerous alleged apparitions of...
Again, alleged apparitions. There might be some that are alleged, but I think pretty much, as far as my experience and all that, these people have seen something. They have heard something. They have, it's Satan deceiving them. It's a trick of the devil. It's not, I guess when you have been in the occult, you are more, I was a believing atheist before that. I didn't believe in anything in regards of, but when you have to experience some of the things yourself, you take it a little more seriously, And I think they have seen these apparitions, a lot of them have seen these apparitions. But again, the devil has his tricks to deceive you. So you should be aware of that.
Witnessed by both Muslims and Catholics creates a link between the two religions. According to...
Yeah, maybe because it's two sides of the same wicked coin, Of course, Rome is the head, but, as far as I can see, Romanism and Mohammedanism is two sides of the same wicked coin that both persecutes the saints. Yeah. And again, interesting, right? Because half of the Roman Empire are Mohammedan, and the other half became Western, in regards of, the clay and the iron, or the iron and the clay, not mixing together and yet being the last part of, Well, I think that could maybe be something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that could be a good possibility. They're not really, the Mohammedan and the West are really not really gluing together, far from it. There's too many, and yet they might be controlled by the same wicked power, and his puppet, Anyway, you can see quotations talking about, we control Islam and we will use it to destroy the West, for example, right? So, and who is talking? Well, that's was one of the quotations from a Freemasonry 33 degree. And of course, he probably, he might have known the things in regards of who is actually in control and so forward, being so high up in the levels. So when he talks about we control Mohammedanism, who is he talking about? Roman Catholicism are controlling Mohammedanism. And it seems reasonable that they used it to destroy the saints in that stood against them in regards of truth. Anyway.
A British Catholic magazine, a Marian revival is spreading throughout Africa with alleged apparitions of Mary finding a following.
The Queen of Heaven, right? Oh, wasn't that Inanna? Oh yeah, that was Inanna. Oh yeah, the Sumerian god of Venus, right? That was the Queen of Heaven. But let's just smash a Mary on the, and then everything apparently is okay. And let's call her co-redemptrix and all the co-redeemer and all that rest of the bullshit and all that, and tell the people that, it's just much easier to go to Mary because she's a woman and all that, and then she will go to Jesus and all that instead of actually going directly to Yeshua, right? Or Jesus, These slick, filthy children of the devil, are lying and deceiving and
among the Muslim
murderers of souls.
Although African Muslims are supposedly seeing apparitions of the Virgin Mary,
again, he uses the
Christian.
supposedly seeing apparitions of the Virgin Mary. So-called virgin, but because she's not a virgin. If you read the first 2 pages of the book of Matthew, you would know that she's not a virgin. Actually, that's the 2 first pages of the New Testament. And yet, you can't even get that right? Roman Catholicism can't get that right. He's an everlasting virgin. And if we take Roman Catholicism and Mohammedanism, you see that the same thing they believe in regards of Mary, fake Mary, bullshit Mary, like that fake Jesus, Both of them have the fake Jesus, Just 2 different versions of a fake version of Jesus, Both of them fake. One is only a prophet and the other is a cookie, apparently. A dry wafer, Just bullshit. That's what it all is. Let's just call it what it is. One stinking turd, Anyway, so, he's saying supposedly seeing apparitions, supposedly. I think the devil have his, they are seeing something, I think.
To follow her. The Pope, being an enthusiastic promoter of Mary, has actually...
Of Mary. Is that really Mary?
Used this commonality to snare the interests of those within Islam today, and there has been a response. In fact, ever since Pope Francis came in, he has been pushing for global unity in religious matters.
Yeah, you can also see that in regards of where they're inviting all the pagan religions, together, right?
But the Pope is not alone.
And of course, we have the ecumenical movement working on the Protestants, right? Which are now running back to the Antichrist. Doesn't seem like there are so much Protestants anymore, apparently.
Today, as never before, we are witnessing religions joining hands in the name of peace and tolerance.
Yeah, let's not, stand for the truth, right? Yeah, to get along, to go along. Let's just get along to go along with the Antichrist, right? Or should we stand for truth? I think we should stand for truth, Yeah, but it's just so much easier to get along to go along, right? Yeah, but do we love people or do we not love people? If we love people, we have to stand for truth. If we don't love people, let's just, we can just go along to get along But if we, love God and love our neighbor and all that, we will stand on truth and not wave from it, and do our very best to stand on it.
Here are some news headlines from the past. Pope says all great religions must unite for peace. Vatican concert unites faiths. A call for United Nations of Religions.
Yeah, by the way, United Nations, all roads leads back to Rome, right? The Roman European Union, all roads leads back to Rome, and all that, and NATO as well as understand all roads leads to Rome. It's all pagan bullshit, and that the emperor wants to have full control over everything. It's called poop doom, as I call it. It's pretty much poop doom. It's a great stinking poop doom that they call the New World Order, where the Antichrist will be at its head.
Mary, mother of interreligious dialogue. The Pope appeals for full unity between Catholics and Orthodox. Roundtable reflects on Mary and the churches.
And you see all the sun symbols as well in regards to the solar disc behind the head. Why do you see that in the Bible,
This generation, we have seen the foundation.
Absolutely nowhere. You see all these Roman symbols.
Being laid for a one-world religion. And this was prophesied almost 2,000 years ago. For this.
Well, I guess actually, if the book of Revelation, that would be nearly 2,000 years ago. But you also have the book of Daniel, which is written earlier than that. So, anyway, now he's going to quote Paulus, but anyway. I guess the problem is that Paulus does say things that are correct, but it can be, it's turning things upside down. But yeah, it's but anyway, he goes into to some pretty good things and all that. But so then he goes into this doubtful thing and all that. So if I, the video, I could edit it and put it up there again in some sense, but I don't know, that would probably be a little. I could also, whatever. But that's. I think it's bad, very bad. You have to be kidding me. Of course, I'll just make my own videos. No problem anyway. No one is going to see them anyway, right? But anyway, I think it's. I think it's that was not so good. I don't know why he did it. I think it should be pretty clear who is the whore and who is the Antichrist. And all that. The triune tyrant. It should be very clear. So yeah. The thing is, Alberto Rivera was so right on so many things. It's incredible, Alberto Rivera. I just, he really, really exposed this wicked system. It's like we are falling totally asleep, and then Alberto Rivera is, coming on the field trying to wake us up, and yet, he's made fun of and this and that. I did have problems with the cartoons depicting and promoting the doctrine of going directly to heaven and all that. I don't understand why they would but anyway, a lot of the things that he said was absolutely true, and he knew a lot of things. It's so interesting that he actually would know all these things, and then the Roman papists will say he's fake. So, yeah. What's this? Who's that? Gary Miller. Who was that? Someone says, "Thank you for this hint. YouTube censored hundreds of comments against my will. I have no time to moderate every day." Yeah, that's YouTube is bullshit. And you don't even know if they actually censor things and all that, because they shadow censor, they shadow delete things, so the user can still see what is being written, but it's not going out there. And I've seen so much censoring on my post and all that, and it's really hard to have a talk with someone, having a debate and all that, when YouTube just censors all the things. And you wonder why, he's never answering back or whatever and all that. And you find out it's not there, So YouTube is bullshit. Google, YouTube, that includes Google. Google, YouTube is bullshit. And I know I'm actually making videos on YouTube at the moment. I guess I'm practicing, I'm practicing speaking, whatever I know, there's not really many that sees what I'm making, right? So I guess it's a form of practice for myself, I guess, to a future thing. I don't know. I don't know. Now, because I am using YouTube here, but at some point, if the channel gets a little popular anyway, it just closes down anyway, because YouTube Google or Google YouTube works for the devil, apparently. We're not allowed to talk about truth and doing shadow banning and shadow censoring. That's just outrageous. It's utterly outrageous. And of course, my other account, that was my main account. I really didn't use this one. This is just a first one I made. I really never did much with it, but they just annihilated my account pretty much. And with that, that include all the things that I've written on different videos, apparently just lost. So that's bullshit. And I never got any warning from Google YouTube. There's like not a single strike, and they just banned me. They closed down my account for hate speech. That was their excuse. Hate speech. Interesting. Yeah, just because you are not in total agreement with all their homosexual agenda bullshit and the rest of the things, in regards of murder, that you don't agree with abortion and whatever, and so these topics of then you are a hate speaker and all that. And I wasn't the only one that was deleted. YouTube deleted a lot of accounts. Bullshit. What other bullshit? What other nonsense? Oh, well, suspended, suspended, as they call it. So yeah, well, this is I don't understand, this website in regards of even talking, and then they how demonic this is. I can even feel it, like, spiritually, that something wrong here. And it's interesting because when I was in the occult, I was attracted to these things, right? I didn't have any, and then becoming Christian is like there's something that don't even want to, it's like anyway, on the spiritual level, something is absolutely going on in regards of but where you just, something is wrong, you just sense something is. But she's going on to attack in regards of Yeshua being executed for the sins of the world and all that. And she says that this is something that Paul invented. Paul didn't invent that. Now, what Paul did was to get people away from the law of Jehovah, where Yeshua is doing the opposite, actually getting the people to the law of Jehovah, and putting it on a higher level, where Paul is leading people away from the law. But in regards of Yeshua dying for the sins of the world, that's what it's all about, right? In regards of the Gospels, God dying for the sins of the world. He paid the ransom for us. So we are not perfect, and thereby we need Yeshua. So we have a Passover on the day of judgment, But that is not to say that the law is abolished, We should still be instructed in the truth, because if the devil can get us away from the word of God, he has a lot easier to actually deceive us, and, give us his own festivals, as we are now keeping all the pagan, satanic bullshit festivals of the devil, and not keeping the ones that Jehovah told us to do. Anyway, that's incredible. I'm just so tired of all these bullshit. It's bullshit everywhere. Bullshit. Stinking turds everywhere you look, And people not caring about the truth. That's sad. Mixing, again, these people mixing the Bible with all this pagan bullshit, Disgusting. It's just disgusting. Uh, yeah. Zodiac signs, yoga, theosophy, tarot, Taoism, and all these things, putting it together, and of course attacking the truth of the Bible. He's so slick, so slick. Anyway, we are at the end of the Sabbath, the 7th day of the week. Still itching in my arms and all that, but I guess it has become better, but it's still there. It's still my arms, my legs, and yeah. But at least I can have a beard now again. That's nice. So it's not overly itchy, or I was really driven, into. I really needed to have this beard off, because, and the hair and all that, because it was itchy. And now it's actually, it's pretty good, There's still a little itchiness, but it's, I can pretty much. So I'll I need to continue on this fungal thing, I guess, and see if I can get it totally kicked down, but I don't know. It's very sad. Keeping away from sugar and bread and all that, just eating meat pretty much. That's the way to go, apparently, for not feeding the monster in me, in regards of fungus. I'm pretty sure it's fungus anyway. I can't see what it else should be. It's loving sugar and bread and all the alcohol and all that. Well, by the way, that's, be careful in regards to alcohol and all that. It's, it can really ruin your health, and I did it, man. Stupid. So drinking alcohol is, be careful of that. And sugar and all that bullshit, we have so many, the nutrition in our days are just down the basement pretty much, they are feeding us all this bullshit food, and which doesn't have that much nutrients and all that, destroying our food sources on so many levels, it's incredible. Anyway, I'm getting a little hungry, I must say, I did have a little had a little leftover from yesterday, from some chicken that was pretty good. And actually the sun has set now, so but it's still light. But yeah, we're actually entering the first day of the week. Shavuot Tov. Apparently the sunset was 15:51, so that's like 24 minutes ago or something like that, or 25 minutes. But it's still, still kind of light outside. But yeah, but usually I follow the sunset in regards of. So the sunset should have been there. So we're actually entering the first day of the week. So the Sabbath is over now. So I can actually go down and buy some food, because I forgot about, I didn't realize it was close to the Sabbath, and you're not allowed to buy on the Sabbath. Buying and selling is no go on the Sabbath. So yeah, I'm kind of hungry, because I only had this, chicken. So would be nice with some meat, some good meat. That's another thing. You have to be careful, because a lot of the meat are slaughtered to Satan in this nation, so-called Christian nation. It's just incredible. I should really get write something down and get it out there, like a concentrated thing in regards of the problems we have in this country. Yeah, so people could wake up. At least they have the possibility then of getting the truth. If I can concentrate it down. Now, of course, every single subject you can go on for a long, pretty big, the subjects. But yeah,
Yeah, I should get some food. Of course, the swimming halls sadly don't have open now, but usually they close early on this spot, so I don't think there's any. Oh, maybe in regards of down but I don't really like that place. You know, it's too crowded, and you get kicked by people and all that because usually it's women. You know, because women women are just problematic in regards of figuring out what they're and then they're swimming two by two, right? You know, there's talking two by two and filling all the swimming hole and all that. And they don't have this intuitive thing like men, you know. When you have men and a swimming hole, it's just so much easier with men. You know, men just, okay, they just, I never had a problem with any man in the swimming hole, but in regards to women, oh yeah, that's just incredible, they just have no sense of space or whatever, and no sense of, getting, it's just much better with men. So in regards to dividing the swimming hall with men and women, yeah, just go for it, it's just, that would be great, it's like, I don't know if it would be great, but it would be, I wouldn't have a problem with it, at least you wouldn't have these females around, that's, and, so, not that I'm, but also in regards of sexual things and all that, they're pretty much nearly naked, right? And if you're swimming and all that and you don't have a wife and all that, right, it's just, it's not helping, and some of them are just dressing even more lewd or sensual than, it's just incredible. It's just gone totally downhill. Yeah, what was I was thinking about? I don't know. I was thinking, oh yeah, in regards of the swimming hole. Let's see if they have open. Oh yeah, there we go, and see if they, open. They might have open. This would be the best choice, I think, that would have been open, if anything. The other two are closed as far as I know. But sometimes this one has opened. No. It closed 15:00, so yeah. Actually, it actually says there's 69 in the swimming hole at the moment. But how can there be 69 in the swimming hole if... Oh, maybe it's... maybe it's like a swimming... what do you call it? Where it's not open, but others, where they're just swimming, the club or whatever, something like that. But they close like 15:00, so. And the other two are also closing pretty early, so that's really a little sad because it would be nice with a little, swim. But a lot of the times, it's only open in the morning. Sunday is also open, but again, you need to be early up. But of course, that's Sunday is a possibility. Saturday is not. So, of course, that would be making people work when they shouldn't work on the Sabbath. So, so yeah. So that seems a little wrong. I don't know in regards of if it would be, I guess, in regards of taking a relax, I guess, swimming might not be a problem I'm not entirely sure. It does say we shouldn't go our own ways, right, on the Sabbath. But if it's a day of rest, right, where you relax, and if you relax by taking a swim, would that be bad? Would that be wrong? I'm not sure. I'm still having some, how to divide this, in regards of, but overall, you have 6 other days where you can take the swim, right? And then on the 7th day, take a break. You're usually going to take a break anyway, right? At some point. So yeah. Easter in regards to Inanna, we already, Queen of Heaven and all that bullshit. to another place. Well. I've tried different meat as well, and I must say there's pretty much only one product that is the best product that I've found, and that's from, it's just much better. The meat is just, in regards of chopped up meat and all that. I think it's from younger cows, and it's actually not that expensive compared to the rest. Actually, it might actually be the cheapest option that I've found. So that's interesting. That actually tastes best and it's the cheapest option. They do pack it a little differently, and maybe that's why people are not so, fond of it or whatever. I don't know. It's a little harder to get out of the package, than, but it's easy. You can have a lot more with you when you're going out and buying. So it doesn't have all the air in the in the package as a lot of the things usually have, at least here in this nation. So it's interesting to see how they package it in very small. There's pretty much no air in it, so you can get a lot more meat with you home than, yeah. It would be nice with some gloves or gloves. Where you chew it. I eat them like candy. It's wonderful, and they're said to be antibacterial or antifungus as well. But I do think there actually is some sugar in them. But anyway, they are said to be antifungal, very powerful actually, antifungal, and full of antioxidants as well. Actually, that's the number one source of antioxidants, as I understand it, that we have, and also full of phenyls. I think it's number one as well on that, but I'm not sure what that actually does. So, if it does any positive thing, it might do. Anyway, yeah, it's getting darker, and I guess I should probably. It was actually, I found avocado, frozen avocado. That was actually pretty nice. I must say the taste was less. The different avocados taste differently and all that. And I must say the taste was less to my liking, but it's better than nothing. So maybe other products will come in regards of. And I think it was actually. I'm not sure if it actually was without the. I think it actually was, but that was in here. No, it doesn't really say it's but it's just frozen directly from yeah. Well, it's pretty good, that's how it looks, Oh. It was actually pretty good. That was nice to see that they actually had avocado, because it has very little sugar in it. And going after products with very little sugar. So and you can eat it like candy, pretty much. Just take it out and just eat it like ice cream, replacement for ice cream, and pretty much. Anyway, I don't have much more to say. Shavuot Tov, have a great week, all of you. It has begun, in Denmark at least. Still a little light, but the sunset should have, pretty much been done for, nearly over half an hour. But you can still see the yellowness in the background. But so, I should get out the door and get some food. It would be wonderful with some food, some meat, some good meat. And yeah, is there anything else in regards to? Would be nice with some of these avocados, frozen avocados, but I don't think they have them over there. I found them over in. Actually, they had a good amount of good stuff. Which was, they actually also had raw cheese, and cheese doesn't seem to be the best thing when you actually have problems with fungi, but at least they have raw milk cheese, that's nice, We don't want all the rest of the bullshit. It seems like it's more prevalent in, that they're, pushing some of the products that I would go for, instead of Hitler cheeses and all that, where they've killed all the Jews, made a Holocaust. We want living Jew milk, and living cheese, We want the Jews to be alive and not dead. So, but it's, milk is very, it's near to impossible to get real raw milk in Denmark. Because milk apparently is just, so evil, right? We have to get the people sugar pops, right? Or, soda pops, or what is it called? Lots of sugar, right? But milk, evil. Milk, very evil. We need to annihilate all the good bacteria, the enzymes, and the vitamins in the milk after coming out of the cow, because we're feeding the cows, unnatural things and giving them a lot of antibiotics and hormones and whatever and all that, and, putting them in boxes pretty much and so forward. It's just all bullshit. This is, and pushing the cows to the limit in regards to production of milk. Yeah. Quantity before quality, It's just anyway, it's a bullshit world we are living in. It's really, we're killing, the society, the system is killing us. It's making us sick. And of course, we're not helping on it either, because then they're promoting all the alcohol bullshit in the in the television, or and we have this stupid culture of drinking a lot of alcohol, which doesn't help on health and other things. Just anyway. May Jehovah bless you and be with you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, the Comforter, be in us all. Amen. Have a good one. And have a good week. Have a great week. So the first day, we count number 1 to the